Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I could not be happier than to have Mircea Davrisyan here with Camp Kostopulos. He's the president and CEO of a 50-year organization that is just really all about taking care of people who have their own challenges and making sure that those become lightened. And it's great to have you here, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
There's so much you could say about Camp K. It's hard to introduce it because the mission is very broad. Talk about that for just a moment. What is the mission of Camp K?
So our mission, ever since the beginning, Camp K was started by a Greek immigrant that came into our community. That's why we have the name Kostopulos. His name was Dan Kostopulos. Became very successful. He became the owner of Broadway Theater downtown Salt Lake City. And in the 50s, he had the idea of starting this beautiful camp. People in wheelchair, people with disabilities would go to the theater. He would make friends with them and pretty soon realize that they don't have a lot of opportunities to get outside and enjoy so freely the same things that we do, or make friends or socialize. So he decided to start a camp. This was in the 50s. And there was a foundation by the name of Harmony Club of Utah. And that's kind of how Camp K, got started. Then they found a piece of property, this beautiful property. You've been at Camp K. I gave you a tour this week. An Immigration Canyon, just gorgeous up in the mountains, so close to the hospital, so close to the city. And that kind of became Camp Kostopulos. In '65, he passed away. And in '67, we named it, they named it after him. And that's when it became Camp Kostopulos. So 1967, 2017, we are celebrating our 50th anniversary. And our mission, ever since the beginning, with Dan's vision, was to improve the quality of life for people of all abilities through education, recreation, and growth opportunities, and give them a chance to really, enjoy the same things we do. Give them an opportunity to push themselves outside of their comfort zones, and really, empower them to really achieve great things in independence in life.
Wow. And as you said, Mr. Kostopulos was an immigrant. So are you.
Yes.
You're a first-generation immigrant.
I am.
And the story that goes behind that, I think, is fascinating because when you came to this country, your first stop was Camp K.
Yeah.
So talk about that for a moment.
So that's true. So I'm an immigrant of Europe. I came from Romania. I was about 18 years old, 19 years old. This was 1998. And I was in college, getting an education in banking and business and finance, and I had big dreams in becoming a big economist in Romania. And I heard about this exchange program, and I enrolled, and I got a visa, and I came to the United States in 1998. And I ended up at Camp Kostopulos in Immigration Canyon. I was a counselor. Imagine that experience, how deeply impacted me, being around people of all abilities and different needs, and the counselors that worked there and the staff were just caring and dedicating and compassionate, and it just really changed my life. Well, then I went back. This was the summer of 1998. Went back and came back the next summer. And then the summer after that, then I graduated, and I worked in one of the largest banks in Europe, and for about a year. But something was just calling me back, and Camp K said, hey, we would love to have you back. So I came back in 2001 and became their office manager, and then I pretty much did every single position and job that you could ever do at Camp Kostopulos.
You've done it all. You've been a counselor and everything else in between that and the presidency.
That's right, yeah. So it's been a tremendous run, a tremendous experience for me to push myself out of my comfort zone and do amazing things and make a difference in this beautiful community.
And there's, throughout all of that, a large number, I'm sure, of stories and inspiration you've had. Changed your life?
There's so many things, that I was thinking about this yesterday. I should really start writing them down, because every day, you have an opportunity at Camp K to see something amazing. You might have Ben, who is been coming to Camp K for quite a while, and he has a spina bifida, so he's paraplegic, and most recently, he also had a kidney transplant.
Oh, my.
So he comes to Camp K, and his passion, his dream was eventually to climb the ropes course, 60-foot high ropes course, just, using his upper body strength. And then after 4 years, he was able to do that.
Wow.
And when he did that, not only that inspired everyone, around him, but inspired really the staff member that was just an intern for the summer with us, that helped him, all the way up on the platform. And she wrote me an email after that, and she said, look, I wasn't sure if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, but after this experience today, I know that this is exactly what I want to do. So not only me, but all our staff, all our volunteers, they have this opportunity to see amazing, challenges overcome.
Yeah.
And just the best of the human spirit and perseverance and resilience, and they have a smile on their face and a great attitude and a positive attitude, and there's stories like this every day that happen at Camp Kostopulos. We serve over 3,500 people every year, and as we were talking, now Camp K is world famous. We have campers from all over the world come to Camp K during the summertime. We get campers from South Africa this summer coming, from Canada, Europe, UK, and Germany and other parts, and you get to interact and give these opportunities to people and inspire them, and they inspire us back. So it's just a phenomenal experience.
You have kind of a unique look at this too, being an immigrant for one thing, but also seeing people from all these other countries, and then working on the board for Utah Council for Citizen Diplomacy, and being the consul to Romania. You start to recognize that everybody is basically wanting the same thing in life. They want happiness and protection and for their family and a bright future. Isn't that basically it?
It's so true, and it's so simple. Yes, I think the world, we're facing right now the third wave of globalization. We started with the free movement of goods, and then we went into information. In 1998, when I came here for the first time that summer, making a phone call to Romania would have been probably $10 or $15 a minute.
Yeah, you weren't calling home a lot.
I did not call home a lot.
That's what we're saying.
And now it's, with the invention of the internet, then that became very, very cheap. And right now we're witnessing the third wave, which is free movement of people. People are moving all over the world so freely and so easy. And it doesn't matter where you go. In January, I was telling you, I traveled the world from China to Australia to New Zealand and Scotland and UK and London and Poland and Romania and back here. We hired about 40 different staff from different countries that are going to come to Camp K and work with us this summer. And everywhere you go, they're amazing people. They're great people that want basically what we want. Everybody just wants to have a good life. If they can, they would love to make a difference, to have a significance and leave something behind and make an impact in somebody's life. And it's so true.
Of course, the other part of this is the fact that oftentimes for some of these individuals who come to camp, they have been assigned limitations by other people, by their parents who are worried about them and want to keep them safe, by people who look at them in a wheelchair or with crutches or what have you and think, well, they can't do this, they shouldn't do this. But breaking through those limitations that have been assigned is really at the heart of what you do.
Camp, for many students that come to us, is probably their first opportunity to be independent away from the safe zone of their parents.
Right.
So, this is the first time where they can try things on their own. So they start by doing simple things, by deciding what t-shirt, they're going to wear today, into more complex things of who do I want to have to be my friend? Who do I want to have a conversation with? Who do I want to talk to? Do I want to ride a horse or go on a ropes course? So it is literally their first time, trying to do something. And they come to Camp K as early as age 4 for some of our equestrian programs, and age 7 for the overnight camps. And when they come to Camp K, it is their first time that they have that opportunity to try new things. And when they succeed, like a light bulb just kind of lights up in their head and is like, wow, I can do stuff.
Right.
And that's kind of like the ball, that effect that triggers opportunities for them to continue trying, continue improving, continue pushing outside of their comfort zone and trying new things. And then not only that, they amaze themselves, but also they amaze their parents, and then that's the beginning of something great.
And then they feel like they can help move forward too. It is empowering to the parents as well. We're talking some of the most basic things here. We're talking life skills, living on their own. It may be one of the biggest aspirations this family might have for this child at some point.
And what we notice at Camp Kostopulos, and we have a lot of different partnerships with many different organizations, and one of them is the Department of Workforce, Vocational Rehabilitation. Then we also have the Division of Servicing People with Disabilities and the Department of Human Services, federal contracts, and they literally tell us, look, we've been around for 50 years, we see that if somebody at age 7 gets to enter Camp K and they consistently come through Camp K, they're more likely to be independent. And that's because, they do learn life skills, independent skills, and then most recently we're teaching them vocational skills. We launched experientially last year the first in the country program with Department of Rehab here in Utah, a voc rehab program and a suite. We call it summer work experiential experience training, and we hire high school age teenagers with disabilities after we train them at Camp K, and this is the first time that they get a paycheck.
Wow.
And interviewing some of those kids before we offer them a job, and then the first time they get their paycheck, which, like exactly what you said, they probably never thought they'll be able to do that. They're so proud of it, and some of the parents, they tell us they literally take a copy of every paycheck and they save it and they show it to their parents because they're so proud of what they're accomplishing.
Wow. This is, the mission is so varied, and it reaches at so many different points. Everything from the people working there to the people who we're working with. It is impressive, and what's I think most impressive is to be doing this for 50 years. This is the 50th anniversary. You guys are celebrating with a gala this weekend.
We are. It's just phenomenal. It is our 50th anniversary gala, and we have lots of people in our community coming and supporting us. Just like Dan 50 years ago, that dream is still alive. We believe that our campers can. We believe that the families will trust us to enroll those students in Camp K. We believe that we'll find great people in our community that will believe in us and support us. And that's what's happening this Saturday. We're all coming together to celebrate, to raise, some funds to provide scholarships. Disability is #1 cause for poverty in the world. There are 1 billion people in the world that live with some form of a disability. 56 million in our country alone. That's about 20% of the population. And the reason is because they don't have access to jobs.
Wow.
In the state of Utah, which is a little higher than national average, there are only about 14% of them employed. So when you don't have a job, you don't have resources. So we want to change that.
Independence.
We want to change that. And I think this gala is an opportunity to celebrate.
That's this Saturday. Where is it?
So this Saturday is going to be in Salt Lake City at the Marriott City Creek. Okay. We're going to have, I think, just over 400 guests.
Still some seats available?
Still seats available. If anybody wants to come have a great party, we'll have great entertainment. The video you just played, the behind the scenes, the actual video, Jen Marco, Epic Orchestra, and our campers will be performing live.
Wow.
We're also done another video with another partner working with Lemons. We did with Beauty and the Beast. That it was so hot, everybody loved the movie. We did Belle, Little Town, and that was a smashing success. We were close to 400,000 views on YouTube on that one.
Is that right? Wow.
And we was all done at Camp K, and that's also going to be played live. Lots of excitement, lots of entertainment, great food. and just a great party. And they get to hang out with me and you.
I can't wait. I'm going to get to help with the hosting of the event along with you and others, and I'm super excited about this. The work you guys do is phenomenal. It's going to be a busy summer as you start to ramp up for the full services that Camp Kostopulos offers. Thank you so very much for being here.
Oh, I
appreciate
this opportunity so much.
The website for more information?
campk.org, campk.org, campk.org.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mircea Davrishian.
Thank you.
And you can help Camp Kostopulos as well. You can attend the event this weekend. You can make a great donation. We'd love to see you do that and be part of something that will inspire you and others. It's all at Camp K. We'll be back with more right after these messages right here on Park City Television.